And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the
classic. Time.
Hey everyone, Alex back again with another video. I was gonna call this a recent find, but some of these aren't exactly recent. Some of these finds from, well, the last time I made a video about my collection, which was when I did starting my record collection from scratch video. I don't remember when that was. Actually, no, I do remember when that was. That was about September time-ish. Some of these finds are from way back then. So you're looking about 3 months or so, which I wouldn't exactly call that recent. I don't know about you. Most of these that I'm going to show you are charity shop finds. I've got one new vinyl in here, one Facebook purchase in here. Yeah, a bit sporadic. And funny enough, out of everything I'm going to show you, only 2 albums in here I had in my original collection. Everything else is new to the collection, so yeah, let's get into it. Kicking things off, of course, with the new vinyl, and then we'll get to the one Facebook purchase, and then we'll get to everything else after that. Yeah, so let's get into it. Kicking things off, the new vinyl, Betty Davis. They Say I'm Different. They reissued her first 2 albums as part of a Betty Davis archival series, and as you can probably see, hopefully, this is number 2 in the series. Obviously her debut, Betty Davis, is number 1 in the series. I would love to get that as well, but as an album goes, I preferred her second one, so I wanted to make sure I added that to the collection, especially because I missed out the first time around, or when they reissued this. I think it was for Record Store Day a couple years ago. Yeah, that's her first album that they reissued. This one got reissued a few years back, and you got Live, and then Crashing from Passion, I think it's called, at the bottom there. All her albums. Yeah, she obviously was married to Miles Davis for a time, and then not for very long, but then they obviously split up and stuff like that. But she's a really talented blues musician, in my opinion, and yeah, this is just, it's great to have her second album. I'd love to get her first one on vinyl. It's just a shame that most new reissues now, on average, are between about 32 and 38 pounds, which I think is nuts for a new album. But then again, everything's going up in price, isn't it? So it's not surprising, because when I started buying vinyl in 2016, new albums were between 20 and 25 on average. So you expect stuff to go up, but never mind, but yeah, great album. If you haven't listened to this, definitely check it out if you like blues, blues music. She is, like I said, very, very talented at what she does. And yeah, I definitely prefer her second album to her first, although both of her albums are, actually all of her albums are pretty good. The one thing I have from Facebook, Roxy Music's Siren album. This is the album that has Love Is The Drug on it. There's a big single off this one. Really enjoyed listening to this one from start to finish. I knew a couple of Roxy Music albums before this one, but wasn't really familiar too much with this one. Really enjoyed listening to this, as I said. And yeah, both of it has that custom label with the Blue Island label there. Both of them are on the Blue Island, have the blue logo. there are copies of it that have one blue, one white, some are white, some are just blue. Yeah, pretty good stuff there. 19, I think it's 75 the year. Yeah, 1975 is the year on that one. Yeah, I always see Roxy Music stuff. I typically don't pick it up unless it's an album I know pretty well. But I knew the song Love Is The Drug, so I took a punt on this one, and yeah, I loved it. I think it's a great album by them. I'm definitely going to try and dig into their catalogue a little more. So yeah, there it is. Everything else almost is charity shop finds, which is all good stuff for me. So let's get into this. Kicking things off, I have a 12-inch single here. This is it's on V Recordings, which is a drum and bass label. If you're trying to get into drum and bass, or you're struggling to find like cheap drum and bass, even just to, if you're trying to just get some to say you have some, check out V Recordings. It's always pretty cheap, it's always really good. But this is Ronnie Size on here, so it's a pretty big name as well. They get some pretty big names on their label. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that on the label there, but yeah, it's the song is Soul Power, and it has Silent Partner on the back. They do a lot of these which are like double A sides, kind of in a way. But like I said, they're always pretty cheap anytime I find them. The compilations can be expensive, but it's the individual singles that are pretty cheap and easy to find. I'm pretty happy to get some drum and bass back in the collection, because I purged all of my drum and bass except for my Congo Natty album when I purged my collection, so it's nice to get some of my drum and bass back. This one, I don't know why I didn't own this one before, because this is a group I really like. That's Wham. This is their debut album, Fantastic. And this has my favourite Wham track on it, which is Club Tropicana. As you can see, there is some wear on the front cover, but the vinyl is, I'd say, a very good VG Plus on this. It's got Wham Rap on here, Bad Boys, Nothing Looks the Same in the Light, Young Gun is on here. Yeah, it's a pretty good album. I love their second album a bit more, I think, and I would love to own their third album, because I think that's a good album as well, and it's Wham. Not everyone I have a newfound respect for them since the documentary came out earlier this year. Yeah, yeah. Me and Jenny both sat and watched that together, and it was very interesting to learn about their, their come up and their struggle to make it in the business at first. But yeah, just really enjoy listening to this album, and this will probably get a few more spins before long anyway. Yeah, Wham! Fantastic, good album. Here's one that I didn't think I would ever own in my collection, just because it's not an artist I typically actively seek out, but this is Stevie Nicks' Rock a Little, her third solo album after breaking away from Fleetwood Mac. 1985's the year on this. But actually I knew this one in a way because it has the song I Can't Wait on it, which is used in Jenny's favourite video game, GTA 5. It's on one of the radio stations on that. I think the Rock Radio. So it has, yeah, so it has that on there, which is good. But yeah, I really enjoyed listening to this album, so I may have to dive a bit more into Stevie Nicks' solo stuff, because I knew a little bit of it, like Edge of 17, I knew that album, but I didn't know this one, and I really enjoyed listening to this. So yeah, this was a good find. This was again a very good VG Plus. Yeah, another Ronnie Size one here, and this is from his Represent album. Again, if you're looking for drum and bass, Ronnie Size is always a safe bet to get. I haven't heard anything bad from him yet, and anything off the Represent album especially, because that's the album that sort of brought him through into the mainstream. But this is the 12-inch single for Watching Windows. Very, very good 12-inch there. I'll try and get a needle drop of this one, but it has got the album version on here. It's got a vocal remix, which is done by Ronnie Size himself, and then the Ed Rush and Optical remix, which is also on borderline jump up jungle kind of remix, but still really good anyway. Yeah, like I said, anything Ronnie Size, you're pretty safe picking it up if you're trying to get into some drum and bass at all. But yeah. Next album I'm going to show you, I did have in my original collection. That's Phil Collins' Hello I Must Be Going. Big fan of Phil Collins. This is his second solo album. It's from 1982. This one has his cover of You Can't Hurry Love on it. It's got I Don't Care Anymore on it. I'm sure there was another really big song on here. But yeah, I really love this album. Probably my second favourite from him when it comes down to his solo material. Just, yeah, really, really good here. Again, cover's not in great shape, but you guys know me, I don't really care too much for the cover. But the vinyl is really, really good, so could not pass up a good copy of that Phil Collins album. Okay, sorry about the quick break there, guys, with the cutaway. I had to sort out the tree, it was flashing and it was messing up my the lighting, and I didn't even realise, and we are 12 minutes into this video. So that's fun. I'm not going to start again, I'm just going to carry on where we left off. Next couple I'm going to show you also more albums I never imagined I'd own in my collection, mainly because, well, just because of the genre they are. I'm not massively into rock and roll, but I saw these and I couldn't pass them up, especially because there are tracks on these albums I really enjoyed, and when I spun them, I found I really enjoyed them. So you never know. I'm constantly branching out musically anyway. But this is Here's Little Richard by Little Richard. I believe it's his debut album. Yeah, you can see the cover on this one is absolutely obliterated, but the vinyl is a very good, very strong near mint to VGE++ in spots. What I'm going to try and do, although I'm happy with this particular one, is things like this where the cover does bother me, where, you know, this part, like, it looks like someone's got hungry or something and like eating a massive chunk out of it. That then bothers me. Not enough to just actively seek out a second copy. I'm just gonna wait, I think, until I can find one out in the wild again, and with a better cover, maybe one with vinyl that's really bad, and then what I call a Franken album, where, you know, the album may not match the jacket, or the matrix numbers on the vinyl may not match the jacket. At least I've got good vinyl, good cover. A bit. This is like a very rare example where the cover does bother me, but more often than not, the vinyl doesn't bother me. But yeah, this album has the songs Tutti Frutti on it. It has Long Tall Sally. It's got some classic Little Richard tracks on it. Just had to grab that one, add that to my collection there. Next up, Elvis's Golden Records. This is a 1979 reissue. I think the album originally came out in like 58, something like that. But of course, it has some amazing tracks on this one. Hound Dog's on here, All Shook Up, Heartbreak Hotel, Jailhouse Rock, Don't Be Cruel, Love Me Tender. Yeah, just really big Elvis tracks. Some of my favourite Elvis ones are missing off of this, but I'm guessing they would have come out later, like after like 58 when this originally came out. So I may have to buy another Elvis comp with those on it. But this one will do for now. It's a really good album. I believe it's an American press. Yeah, American 1979 press. So really good stuff there. Yeah, that was a good find. We are we're making good progress here. We're nearly finished already, which is great. This is the second album I'm going to show you that was in my original collection. This is George Benson, In Your Eyes, from 1983. There's a track on here called Inside Love, which is produced by Kashif. You guys who are regulars to my channel probably know I'm a big fan of Kashif. Anything he's produced, featured on, written. Yeah, for those of you that don't know the name Kashif, he was a member of BT Express, the funk band. Then he went solo in the 80s. But yeah, this is a really good. I think this is a really underrated album by George Benson, in my opinion. I really enjoy listening to this one. Obviously, people know him from his jazz stuff, maybe his "Give Me the Night" album, which he worked on with Quincy Jones. But this is another really solid album from him that I don't see get a lot of love. So yeah, I had to grab that one when I saw it. Get that back in the collection. Finally, okay. Yes, really good stuff. Now, these next three. It's a bit strange, the story behind these ones, because there's a lot of black areas in the story that wouldn't make it believable, but at the same time, it is what happens. So these got sent to my old address, the flat that we used to live at, and there was no note. The only thing that I could find was a sticker of the guy on Facebook who sells records. I've bought off him before, so luckily I had him on Facebook. I could message him, and I was like, look, I think you sent these to the wrong address because I didn't order anything off you. And then he messaged me back and he said, no, the guy that someone bought them for you and wanted to remain anonymous. I was like, oh, okay. And like I said, there was no note. I have no idea who these came from. I can't think of who might have my old address but not my new one, because everyone that I know knows I've moved. So I can't think who it was, but I'm grateful. And if you're the person that sent these to me, I would love for you to reach out so I could thank you personally. But yeah, these are 3 albums. Again, 3 albums that one I might have added in my collection, one I never thought I would, and one I hadn't heard of until I got sent it. So I'm going to show you the 3 and then you guys let me know what you think. So we have Carrie Lucas here. I took one look at that cover and I immediately thought country music, but the sticker here says soul, and on the back is a shout out to, where is it? Bill Simmons of Midnight Star and Wallace Scott of The Whispers. So that kind of gives you a kind of vibe as to what this is, what kind of soul this is. It's like contemporary, it's like R&B kind of stuff. This is from 1984. It's on MCA originally, but it's on a subsidiary of that called Constellation. I'll show you the label. Like I said, I'd never heard of this one, so I was quite surprised by what it was. But yeah, Constellation, MCA, very, very good. Or 85, sorry, on this, not 84. Yeah, American Press. I'm pretty sure from what I can see on Discogs it only came out in America. And I'm going to keep that sticker on it. That's the original price tag. You can see that Flashback Records, 50 Essex Road, London. Flashback is my favourite record store I've ever visited. I don't know, is Essex Road the one in Islington? I think it is, which is my favourite record store I've visited in this country, in England. So I'm very happy to, I'm more than happy to keep that price tag on it. I'm not going to try and rip off the price tag because it will damage the cover too much. Yeah, I'm just going to keep it on there. But yeah, I haven't listened to that one yet. I haven't really had a chance. But it sounds interesting from the few tracks I sampled online, the ones I could find. So yeah, can't wait to give that one a listen to eventually. Next one that was in the package is this. You guys probably know this album, Endless Summer by the Beach Boys. This is another, I think this is an early issue of this. If it's not, I want to know what's going on. But this one, I'm slightly saddened that it doesn't have good vibrations on this one. I thought it did when I saw it. But I've been really getting into the Beach Boys stuff a lot recently, so I'm quite intrigued to give this one a listen, see if there's anything else by them I like. It's got Surfing USA on here, which I enjoyed. I Get Around I really enjoy on this one. Help Me Rhonda is on here, another track I enjoyed. Yeah, good compilation by the Beach Boys. I think it's from 84 originally, not 84. I think it's from like the 60s sometime. But yeah, you can see that there on Capitol. Very good. It needs a little clean, but very good. Very, very good. Happy to have that one in the collection. Always up for listening to something different, and Beach Boys is not up my street usually, but I'll give it a listen because, like I said, I've been getting into their stuff a lot recently, and it's a pretty funky cover. I've always liked the cover of this album, even back when I wasn't into Beach Boys. Very good. Okay, one more and then we can wrap up this video here. This one, again, same person. And this one I'm super stoked about. I think this is an 80s reissue, which I can tell from the barcode on the back of this. This is Traffic with their album The Low Spark of High Heeled Boys. I love this album by Traffic. I don't know if I expressed that enough. I did purge my copy of John Barleycorn Must Die when I purged my collection, just because it wasn't up to the condition I wanted. It was filled with scratches and stuff. But this one seems really cool. This one's a very strong VG plus all the way around. Very good stuff on the White Island label there. Yeah, really, really good stuff. Happy to have this one. It's on the Island Life Collection reissue series they did. You'll notice there's a lot of in the UK. We got a lot of these reissues, especially in like the early to mid 80s of what's called Island Life Collection, and I think it's to celebrate 25 years of Island Records or something like that. They just reissued a bunch of classic albums on Island, and yeah, this is on that series, so super stoked to have that in the collection. There's a bit of wear in the bottom corner of the cover, but as I have said multiple times in this video, the cover usually doesn't bother me. Yeah, really love this Traffic album. Cannot wait to give it a spin. That's everything I have to show you for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. Make sure the bell is switched on. That way you never miss an upload. And I believe the next video you guys will see from me is my Christmas singles, my singles collection Christmas episode. It's going to be the next video you'll see from me. So yeah, with that said and done, I'll see you all again very soon.
I'll try and get you a different...
Bye!